A man has chuckled in the dock of the court after receiving a 4-year football ban, having admitted wearing a football shirt at Wembley Stadium, which made an offensive reference to the Hillsborough disaster. James White, 33, of Warwickshire, pleaded guilty to displaying threatening or abusive writing likely to cause harassment, alarm or distress at Willesden Magistrates Court in northwest London on Monday. The court heard he wore a Manchester United shirt with the number 97 and the words "not enough" on the back to the FA Cup final on June 3. Manchester City won the FA Cup at Wembley, beating local rivals United 2-1. 97 football fans died as a result of a crush at an FA Cup semi-final match between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest at Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield on April 15, 1989. White was banned from all regulated football games in the UK for 4 years and was fined £1,000 and ordered to pay a surcharge of £400 and £85 in costs. He smiled and chuckled after the order was made. United issued an indefinite ban to White from all club activities, including all matches at its Old Trafford Stadium, following his guilty plea. District Judge Mark Jabbat said, "It is hard to imagine a more offensive reference to the 1989 Hillsborough disaster." The judge added that the shirt White wore bore a hateful expression, calling it an abhorrent message, and that the impact of his actions are profound and distressing. After White was arrested at Wembley Stadium, the court heard he was cautioned and told police, "You haven't even asked me what the T-shirt means. My granddad died aged 97 and didn't have enough kids." The prosecution said White had many previous convictions, dating most recently to 2021, but none were football-related. Police received a series of emails from people who saw an image of the shirt online. The court heard how members of the public wrote that they were absolutely devastated and disgusted by it. Diane Lynn, vice chair of Hillsborough Survivor Supporters Alliance, said it was very personal for people who were at Hillsborough that day and that survivors suffered with guilt. "How dare he make us feel like this," she said. The defense told the court that White deeply regrets his actions and accepts he hurt people very deeply. An inquest jury ruled in 2016 that the victims of Hillsborough were unlawfully killed amid a number of police errors. United called the writing on White's shirt despicable and said it extended an immediate 3-year suspension to an indefinite ban from all club activities, including all matches at Old Trafford. Mockery of Hillsborough and other football tragedies is completely unacceptable, and the club will continue to support firm action to eradicate it from the game, it added. The FA said in a statement, "We welcome the decision of the Willesden Magistrates Court to issue James White with a 4-year football banning order and a fine. His actions at the FA Cup final were reprehensible. An abuse that references Hillsborough or any football tragedy will not be tolerated at Wembley Stadium. We hope that today's ruling sends a strong message that action will be taken against any perpetrators who behave in this way." Kevin Christie, from the Crown Prosecution Service, CPS, London North, said, "White was wearing an offensive shirt which mocked many people and communities that were affected by the Hillsborough tragedy. White showed no sympathy towards those people, nor did he care about the impact of his actions." The CPS will continue to work with the police in cases involving tragedy chanting, and people who behave in this way will be brought to justice and will be banned from matches. Douglas McKay of the CPS added, The CPS continues to work closely with the football authorities including the Premier League and the Football Association, police, clubs, and charities to look to stamp out all of the appalling and horrendous incidents of tragedy chanting and gesturing. We are sending a clear message that we call on so-called fans to stop this vile behavior of a minority which has a terrible impact on the bereaved and communities. If they do not, then they face the risk of being excluded from the game they claim to love.